For Brain Reviews back, we got another guitar. I got my friend Taylor joining me. We're gonna give you our thoughts and opinions on this here Donner guitar. It's a Les Paul knockoff. It's pretty good. It's under $200. I'll have links and everything in the description if you want to pick one up yourself.
We're both kind of like, we're not going to say cheap guitar aficionados. We're going to say,
Well,
you know, we like to have a wide array of guitars around, you know,
Exactly.
for different stuff. You know, different sound, different pickup configurations, different. They do different things, and they're all fun. And
exactly.
and
Excuses to keep the wife off my back.
Right.
You know.
We also both use a lot of like Gibson style guitars
Oh,
for
yeah.
a lot of things. This particular guitar I picked up at a local shop here in Spokane called Finger Swagger, and I bought it for around $150 used. And so obviously the MSRP is going to be a little different than the Donner. But I thought it was like a comparable thing. This is you know, Willie Nelson's got Trigger and I've got Master Yoda. So yeah, we're gonna do the Pepsi challenge with the Donner. But
Yeah, I got a Gibson Les Paul back here too, and we will be giving our opinions on that compared to this compared to that compared to that, everything comparing to everything. So yeah, a little bit about this guitar. A few things that I really, really enjoy about it is for the fact that it's under $200 and the feature set that it has is just fantastic. The neck on it is absolutely gorgeous. It is a maple neck with this really nice finish on it. Kind of looks roasted. So it's got maple neck, basswood body, couple humbuckers, simple knob arrangement, just volume tone, little switchy switch. The cable, I'll put I'll flash a video on the screen of the cable and the gig bag that came with. I'm actually fairly impressed with the cable that it comes with. Usually, you know how you get those chintzy crap cables that you sit on them like this and they just fall apart and no longer work.
they're generally like emergency patch cables for pedals.
Like, oh no, I'm at a gig and I need a cable. Oh, I brought that crappy one.
But yeah, I just from the little sound test, it's really. I'm used to hearing your orange all the time, and it sounds really solid.
Yeah, it sounds just as good through that as just about any of the guitars I have. I'll admit the Gibson USA pickups sound just a little bit better, obviously, but aside from that, it sounds nearly the same, and that's something that most, again, under $200 instruments just struggle for whatever reason to accomplish. You just can't get that good sound out of them, and I don't know why that is. I'm not exactly a master builder as far as these instruments are concerned, so I couldn't tell you everything, but as far as the sound coming out of this through a decent amp, it sounds fantastic. Here, plug this into your 5150.
Sure.
Out of the box, you're going to want to set this thing up.
I was about to ask how I played it out of the box.
It was rough out of the box. It was playable. The intonation was off. The string height was off. It was a little high. Most of the guitars that I've played coming out of China or Korea or any of the lower end stuff that's around, $100 to $300, they can be set up to play nearly just as well as a really nice Gibson can play. They're kind of trying to approach that whole beginner to intermediate market where they someone's not necessarily sure that they want to spend the $300-400, but they also don't want that $70 to $100 really crap guitar.
Right. Yeah.
Because that, in my experience, and I maybe a guitar company will see this video, want to send me one of those and change my mind on it. But from my experience, I personally think new, the cheapest that you can buy online at Guitar Center, any place you buy it, you're gonna want to, if it's new, you're gonna want to spend to get a decent playing instrument that'll last you a while, anywhere from $150 up.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, and again, this more of the things that don't super grab me are more of just personal aesthetic things. This is a flat top and I like an arch top.
Sure.
I don't use the volume control, the separate volume controls very often, except for just literally just pure volume control where I can go boop and then
it's a kill switch at that
and that's
point.
for live stuff or for practice or whatever. So I rarely do the ramble on type stuff where I have them set at 2 different volumes and I switch between them because it's a special thing. So I'm not crying about that because I don't have that with my Strats either.
It would be a nice touch.
But overall my impression, I really, really dig it, especially for the price point. Obviously with the caveat that it does need a setup. But like any other guitar that you get shipped more than $200, 3 blocks from your house is going to probably get out of tune or need a bit of a setup or something.
You got to think, when they're making these guitars, the whole way that they can target that price point of I think it's $169 is what the thing costs before tax and shipping and everything off of Amazon. The way they get that target price point is by cutting corners where they can, kind of putting the bridge almost perfect, but needs a little bit of tweaking.
Okay.
Setting the truss rod on the neck almost perfect, but will need a little tweaking. Mm-hmm. They can't afford to pay that labor, so you kind of got to take that with what the price is. Sometimes you can even get a Gibson that's just not set up well for whatever reason. Maybe the guy knocked it around on the FedEx truck and it got out of setup, or maybe it was a Friday and the guy working at Gibson decided he didn't want to tweak the truss rod.
Well, that was always the speech. You remember that Logan's dad? It was check the serials to make sure that you don't buy a guitar that was made on a Monday or a Friday.
Oh yeah,
because if it's made on a Friday, they're trying to get out to their their Tijuana weekend or whatever, and then if it's a Monday, then they're still hungover from their Tijuana weekend.
Right.
So you want like a Tuesday or a Wednesday guitar.
Right. That's what it was. Yeah.
Sleep it off and have a greasy breakfast. Yeah.
They did a fantastic job on the instrument.
Yep. Sounds great. Plays great with a little work. And yeah, so I give it a thumbs up on my brand new rating system that I'm making right now. Well, that was all scripted, every word that we just said.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to start this channel for 6 months.
Can someone get this teleprompter fixed? It just shut off. I actually did have more.
There are 13 of you back there. What are you doing?
Fire them all.